changing gears with this one. I thought about making another random topic, but the play-in is going on in basketball and the playoffs are not too far away. So I figured I'd make a sports video, and I did say that I was going to try and make some more basketball content. So here I am. Here I am to talk about the NBA. Here I am to once again shit on the NBA. This has not turned out as well as I thought it would. I thought that once I got a league pass, I could create some more content, and the content would be I talk about certain players and certain teams, what I think about that team and about that player, if I think that team can make it to the NBA Finals or not. Pretty much how I do with my football videos. And that has not been the case. The NBA, it just cannot hold my attention anymore. It just can't hold my attention. And I made a few videos on this channel shitting on the NBA, pretty much saying that it sucks, which it still does suck. It looks like that'll never change. I feel like I am repeating myself whenever I talk about this product. I'm still seeing the same thing whenever I watch a basketball game or whenever I try to watch a basketball game. Teams fighting for the three-point shot, pick and roll behind the three-point line. One player will run from the right, dish the ball off to the player who's running from the left. Another screen will be set so that player can try and get off a good quality shot behind the three-point line. Teams running down the court, players just jacking up the three once they get a rebound and they're on the fast break. And the shot will be terrible because the other team's players, there'll be like 3 or 4 guys down the court, and the guy who's shooting, his players are still trying to get up the court. So once he shoots the ball, his players don't have a chance of getting the rebound. I'm seeing players drive to the lane, and the amount of times that I see players backing up because the slightest bit of contact is a foul. And so when I see like the Warriors and the Grizzlies the other night, Jimmy Butler going at the center, Edie. He gets an and one. He gets an and one, and Edie, he's backing up, and Jimmy makes some contact, but after the contact, Edie has his hands up. Jimmy puts the ball in the hoop, gets the and one, and he's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, that's what I do." And I'm like, there was no fucking contact. And there's Jimmy just losing his mind like he fucking got clotheslined. Like Edie wrapped his big arm around his neck, bent him backwards, and still muscled the ball in the hoop. I can't stand that. Players, when will that stop? Players just celebrating whenever they do something good, remotely positive. You get an and one, and the player doesn't even put his hands up. Get a little bit of contact. The dude runs around the court, beating his chest and screaming at the top of his lungs, acting like he just dunked on 2 players. I've seen Jokic have 2 historic performances this season. The game where he dropped 61 and had a triple-double. He did something great. He did something historic twice. But anyway, kudos to Nikola Jokic. But I'm watching it, and he seems like a good player. He seemed like a fun player to watch. He's a big, and I think that the art of the big man is on life support. You're not really seeing a whole lot of guys use post moves and beat their opponent one-on-one down in the paint or on the low block. Usually the bigs are behind the three-point line, but Nikola, he can score both inside and out. I'm watching both of his historic performances, and I just don't care. I just don't. I'm not sitting there going, "Whoa, wow, this guy's amazing," holy shit, Nikola Jokic, he just dished a beautiful dime to the cutting Aaron Gordon. I'm like, nice pass. Okay, that's pretty good. Cool. Nice move, right? It's not the feeling that I get or that I once had when I was in love with the NBA. When I was excited to watch a game and see talented players do great things. I don't know. I just... Maybe when the playoffs come around, I like to think that I'll have some ideas, some more stuff to talk about, rather than just coming on here and just talking about how terrible the NBA is. NBA ratings declined by 2% during the 2024 and 25 regular season. The 2024-25 NBA regular season ended with the national television networks TNT, ESPN, and ABC averaging 1.53 million viewers, a year-over-year fall off of 2% from last season's average of 1.56 million viewers. Although the viewing to regular season games have been fairly consistent in recent years, the viewing was the lowest since the pandemic year of 2021, when the average audience was 1.39 million. When the audience for league-owned and lower-rated NBA TV is included, the average audience was 1.04 million, a year-over-year decline of 5% from 2023-24, 1.09 million. In the past year, the audience for other live premium sports also recorded declines in viewing. For example, the year-over-year drop-off was identical to the loss of 2% of the 2024 NFL regular season. This season, the average audience for NHL games dropped year over year by 13%. College basketball dipped 7%, and college football fell 8%. When broken out by network, TNT had an average audience of 1.25 million viewers, a fall off of 8% compared to the previous year. ESPN's telecast averaged 1.32 million viewers, a year over year fall off 7%. Wow. All the sports are losing a little love here. Part of the decline for both networks can be attributed to consumers continuing to drop their cable subscription. On the other hand, the average audience for broadcaster ABC grew by 10%, averaging 2.68 million viewers. NBA TV viewing dropped by 24%, averaging 250,000 viewers. Starting with the 2025-26 season, the NBA will have a new 11-year media rights agreement valued $77 billion. With a new agreement, the NBA has dropped TNT as a media partner. TNT had been televising NBA games since 1988. Beginning next season, the NBA will be relying primarily on the more widely distributed broadcast television ABC and NBC, as well as streaming providers Amazon Prime Video and Peacock. ESPN will be the only national cable outlet carrying NBA games. Wow, so no more TNT. That sucks. And I've made like little compilations of inside the NBA, Shaq, Kenny, Ernie, and Charles, and I've called them 4 reasons why the NBA is on life support, because they're the only entertainment value that the NBA truly has. Okay, the only thing I look forward to in today's current NBA is Shaq, Charles, Kenny, and Ernie Johnson. Okay, that's it, which is very sad. 4 old men, 4 old analysts. Well, not Kenny. I guess Ernie's the host of the show. But yeah, I look forward to their antics, their jokes, their arguments, their debates. So the NBA has dropped that. So for me, that tells me that the NBA is officially dead now. I'll read a little bit more of this article here. At the onset of the 2024-25 season, ratings were sluggish. It wasn't until Christmas Day when ratings picked up. On Christmas, ABC aired 5 games, which averaged 5.3 million viewers, an 87% increase from previous year's slate of games, which delivered an all-time low 2.85 million viewers. Additionally, it was the most watched roster of NBA games on Christmas since 2019. The 5 games all ranked among the 10 most watched games on the NBA season. The top-rated game, LA versus Golden State, averaged 7.91 million viewers, the most watched regular season game of the season. On Christmas, Netflix streamed an NFL doubleheader, averaging a U.S. audience of 24 million viewers. The previous year, the NFL aired a Christmas Day tripleheader, which averaged 29 million viewers, all airing on broadcast television 2025. With Christmas falling on Thursday, Netflix will once again stream an NFL doubleheader, and in prime time, Amazon Prime Video will stream an NFL Thursday football night game. So the NFL is trying to kick NBA out of its territory. Christmas Day is NBA's territory. Thanksgiving is NFL's territory. And the NFL is proving that it's still king when they air their games the same time the NBA airs their games. But the fact that they are going to drop TNT, that's very disappointing. The NBA is officially dead to me then. I mean, there's nothing to look forward to anymore, in my opinion. So that sucks. That sucks. The NBA still sucks, and it's unfortunate. Please like and subscribe. Random topics, sports videos. So if you enjoy those, once again, please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.